Now, I don't want to burn any bridges here because, again, the sports world, college sports world, and then the college sports video game world is an extremely tight-knit community. So I want to be careful with what I want to say here. But even people at EA have to recognize right now that currently EA College Football is a part of EA, and they are just EAing way too much right now. What is up, everybody? It is Jake with the MF Film Room. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to be up to date on all things EA College Football, hit that red subscribe button. You will not be disappointed. Also, hit the like button too, and follow me on Twitter/X. That fam is growing. And if you like college football content, go check me out, Master Football with Jake Posey, in the description. But enough about all that EA College Football content. Let's go. Oh my god, guys, we got ourselves a release date. It's official, 100%. We know when the game is out. Check this out. Boom, here we go. David Waters from Gators Breakdown says, sources, EA Sports College Football planned to launch on July 12th, 2024. Oh my gosh. Thank you. So guys, we have been waiting so long. We have been waiting patiently. No updates at all. A couple things here, a couple things there. It's just not what we wanted to see, but that right there. The date officially, that we know the game is coming out. Stamp it, done. It's over here. Our boy from the Gators Breakdown says it. It's official. Let's go. No. Unfortunately, and again, multiple people have reported this, but the EA Sports, eSports denies the July 12th release for college football video game despite the rumors here. So it gets some down here, and it says that many college football fans remember the NCAA football video games that dominated the early to mid-2000s. With the rise of next-gen consoles like the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, excitement for the new game looms on the horizon. EA Sports is reportedly working on a title, but the release date is cloudy. And unfortunately, based off of that report there from David Waters, a college sports writer spoke to two people at EA and provided an update amid rumors of the game's July 12th release. We have not shared a direct date with anybody, the associate said, per reporter Matt Brown. And here's my boy background. By the way, I'm going to be interviewing you later this month. It's not necessarily going to be about this. There's going to be some questions about EA College Football, but more so about the business of sports business overall, especially with the university sports business. He says here, just talked to two people at EA with direct knowledge, and both said we have not shared a direct date with anybody and would not confirm this date. July is what I've heard is the target, so this could be correct, but I haven't seen it in writing, and EA won't confirm it. Here we go again with EA College Football content. Just the you can tell that the level of excitement and the level of anticipation and the level of there's absolutely no rumors out there at all. Matt Brown has been the most in touch with EA about this whole situation. Unfortunately for him, he has been a little too in touch with his freedom of information requests, where he basically, public universities, if they send information to and from private entities, you can pay for freedom of information to see what they've done. He's collected jersey models and things like that. Unfortunately here, even they aren't necessarily, they're not upset with him, but they're kind of not thrilled that he shared so much. And unfortunately here, even stuff that we thought might be true isn't true. I mean, again, you remember this whole situation with EA College Football. Everybody remembers the national championship that we were going to have a special announcement, maybe a gameplay trailer, maybe this, maybe that. And it ultimately comes and the national championship gives us nothing. During the last EA College Football game was released back in 2013. Fans have waited patiently for its return. The game stopped being released annually due to concerns over NIL. However, that has been handled. However, in 2024, with the new NIL regulations and deals, there would be very little concern about NIL player usage within the game. Yeah, again, we remember here, we all know this. For those who never stopped believing, it's coming out. We don't know exactly when it is. Unfortunately, you can see the people right here were not happy at all. Me waiting for the NCAA football game commercial to drop, absolutely nothing. That's how we all felt. So again, we're 2 for 2 on misses in terms of EA College Football content that we thought was going to come out, and then it didn't. Now, I don't want to burn any bridges here because, again, the sports world, the college sports world, and then the college sports video game world is an extremely tight-knit community. So I want to be careful with what I want to say here. But even people at EA have to recognize right now that currently EA College Football is a part of EA, and they are just EAing way too much right now. There's literally a Wikipedia page on criticism of Electronic Arts. Again, a big thing here since the 2010s and before, the video game company Electronic Arts has been at the center of numerous controversies involving acquisitions of companies and anti-consumer practices in their individual games, as well as lawsuits alleging anti-competitive practices on EA's part when signing sports-related contracts. And again, the top section here is about studio acquisitions and closures. I want to let you guys know right now, again, I'm in the tech world here, and unfortunately, it's just the name of the game. You can be much more efficient with smaller teams in lots of instances. I'm not trying to say that I don't feel bad for those people. Unfortunately, there's lots of people that can be criticized for studio acquisitions and closures. However, the treatment of employees, I'm not going to touch that with a 20-foot pole. That is issue there. Then we come down here to the most important section talking about game quality. And it says here at the top here, EA's aggregate review performance had shown a downward trend in quality over recent years and was expected to affect market shares during competitive seasons. Pacific Crest Securities analyst Evan Wilson had said, quote, poor reviews and quality are beginning to tarnish the EA brand. According to the ongoing survey of GameRankings.com aggregated review data, Electronic Arts overall game quality continues to fall, although market share has not declined dramatically to date. In years such as 2007, which promises to have tremendous competition, it seems likely if quality does not improve. I mentioned here before, and this is very important here, EA has also received criticism for developing games that a lack of innovation vis-a-vis the number of game titles produced under the EA brand that show a history of yearly updates, particularly in the EA Sports franchises. I am letting you know here, one of the things they said about this game that actually is going against their ability to be negligent on the game. Here's what I mean by that. They're talking about they're going to have some sort of user-generated content on the last game. You could have user-generated content in terms of rosters. If from year to year with EA College Football, they do not update the game in terms of new features, new this, new that, new logic, you have the tush push, again, whatever it is, if they don't have those sorts of things, the EA College Football community, the NCAA football community, the EA College Football or the NCAA football revamped community has shown a full willingness to handle the roster creation themselves. They will handle it. If you don't do it or you don't do a good job with the game, we're just going to buy 2024 and we're just going to update the rosters in the future. I have hope for that. However, you see the fact they mentioned that before there, that unfortunately what they do is they basically just have roster update, roster update, roster update, roster update, and it doesn't fall through the way that you want it to be. These typically retail as new games at full market price and feature only updated team rosters in addition to incremental changes to game mechanics, the user interface, soundtracks, the soundtracks are usually terrible, and graphics. One critique compared EA to companies that, like Ubisoft, that concluded that EA's innovation in the new and old IPs, quote, crawls along at a snail's pace, unquote. While even the company's own CEO, John Riccitiello, acknowledged the lack of innovation seen in the industry generally, saying, quote, we're boring people to death and making games that are harder and harder to play. For the most part, the industry has been rinse and repeat. There's been lots of product that looked like last year's product that looked like the year before, unquote. EA has announced that it is turning its attention to creating new IPs in order to stem this trend. EA College Football is in that group there, with recently acquired and critically acclaimed studios BioWare and Pandemic would be contributing to this process. It mentioned here in 2012, now the last time the game came out was 2013 with NCAA Football 2014. In 2012, EA's games were ranked highest of all large publishers in the industry, according to Metacritic, and they have fallen from grace since that point. Now, more importantly here, I want to give a more accurate representation of when I think the game is actually going to be coming out. So a lot of people say, oh, July 12th, this, that. Okay, here's what we know so far. If we come down here and check out this game, the NCAA Football video game series, again, is released. The first one was released in June of 1993. They hit their stride right around here in 2007, July 18th, 2006, July 17th, then July 15th, July 14th, July 13th, July 12th, July 10th, July 9th. Generally what it is it's the second or third Tuesday in July. The reason why you want to do that Tuesday release, and again, this has been a video game thing that's been carried over for years. Here's the big reason why. So this is just a Reddit post here and says, why do games release on Tuesdays? And quote down here, we have it. It is the leftover model for physical releases. If the delivery date was a Friday and your shipment was late, you would miss a whole weekend of sales on a big name title. So instead of getting most places their shipments Friday and making them sit on it, they try to get those places stuffed with Monday and on for sale on Tuesday. You also get the ability to start the game sales in terms of, oh, the first weekend they sold this many games. You start it on Tuesday, roll it into there. You even see that with top flight games like Starfield. Now, for all the people like, Starfield's not that good. Okay, listen, I'm not here for you right now. I'm just trying to say this is one of the most anticipated titles of the season. And you can see here that the fact that it came out when? September 6, 2023, which was a Wednesday. Now, it's important to remember this here. Although that the regular game came out on a Wednesday, last time here, we see the fact that the early access becomes available on September 1st, with many regions having its access on the evening of August 31st. So what that means is that was a Thursday and Friday, the 31st and the 1st, respectively. So when you check that out, that is a possibility for when the game might be an early release, because you know EA is going to try and find ways to monetize it. I'll probably buy the early release. That's just what I'm saying. All right. So some of my theories on what's going to happen here. So I've got 3 sections here. If history holds, if Friday 12th is an actual date involved in some capacity, and then when will we be hearing anything? Stay tuned for this one right here. So if history holds, Tuesday, July 9th, 2024, which is a Tuesday, it's going to come out. That's going to be the release date. That's the one I've said so far. It's unofficial, but I'm betting that's what it's going to have. I bet, though, early access could push this game to a Thursday before midnight on July 4th, 2024. Imagine that. You're blowing crap up. All of a sudden you come back into the game and you see it midnight strikes and you start playing EA College Football. That is just an idea. Just an idea. I don't know. Again, the fact that they did not confirm nor deny July 12th, they just said that's not a confirmed date. That's what they said here. That doesn't mean they still can't do July 12th. I'm betting, though, that they're not going to, because we saw that whole Friday release date of a game, especially the first weekend. Could be some complications there. I think that the July 12th could be an actual date. Would be the early access date. That would fall in line with a little bit more of history there, with the real release date being Tuesday, July 16th. You saw there that some of those older EA College Football games, 2007, 2008, 2009, were released kind of the second or third Tuesday, or I would say the third Tuesday of July, not necessarily the second one there. I'm betting, though, they're going to try and get as much time in between EA College Football and Madden in order to make sure you can maximize sales and maximize the distance between those two, IPs. Now, when will we hear anything? A lot of people are asking me. I have no idea. I'm just going to make sure I have no idea. However, we use the video game world to judge whether or not something's going to come out, when we're going to get something substantial. There have been leaks. There have been here, this, and there, all throughout. Many of it coming from Matt Brown, my boy. Like I said, interview coming up later on this month. But what I think is going to happen is, my assumption is we will hear something good before the end of April 2024. Starfield Direct was on July 11th. It was a Sunday. It was roughly 11 weeks before the release of the game. So roughly 11 weeks before the release date of July 9th would be the end of April. The end of April 2024, we're going to have like a Starfield Direct was 45 minutes long. I think we'll have something like that before the end of the time. Again, this is the EA. I know we're like, they have to do something right. They have to do something right. This is one of their chances. They can get something right. Like I said, something good to be released before the end of April. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see some screenshots here and there within the next couple of weeks. Remember that whole rumor about the national championship release date? It never really happened here. But I'm betting before the end of April, we're going to get something big with some stuff sprinkled in between there. Either way, whatever happens here, you'll make sure you hear the best news and analysis on this channel. So that July 12th rumored date was instantly turned down. Matt Brown and a couple others basically said, yeah, no, that's not an official release date for EA College Football. My bet, if you're asking me, July 9th, 2024, that Tuesday, they're going to have the official full release of the game. I also think would not be so cool in the world if you look at the Thursday before, July 4th at midnight, the game comes out, early access release. Imagine that. You're blowing crap up, you're doing all that stuff, and then you get come in and do some EA College Football content, get your invites out, make sure Team Builder teams, I don't know if Team Builder's coming out, but man, that would be so cool. All right, guys, what do you guys make of this whole situation? When do you guys think the game is coming out? Get in the comments right now and let me know. But beyond that, guys, I thank you so much for being here. Remember, please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I really appreciate it. So for me, guys, I'll see you guys later. I am out.